which one's more important, the Heinicke or the Prescott?
Oh.
And we'll go to that one first.
We're going to go Heinicke.
Heinicke signed a 2-year deal worth $8.75 million, and I ask you, what does it mean?
Means we have a solidified backup.
I agree.
And it also means that if we go into the draft and draft the quarterback, there will be a quarterback competition. Because the incentives is in how many games he starts in. So that tells me that kind of tells me they're leaning towards draft.
So the incentive,
quarterback competition.
The incentives, I couldn't find it before the show, so I don't know if you know something that I don't. The incentive, is that on top of the 8.75, or is the incentives how he can get to the 8.75?
How he can get.
Okay, so it's not a guaranteed 8.75 or anything like that, or even a base salary. It's he has incentives to potentially get that high.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. But go ahead.
But that's what it's telling me. It just shows that, you're bringing him back because the team believes in him. Terry likes him. The offensive players like him. The defensive players like him. The game they got behind him. He's gutsy. If our starting quarterback get hurt, that's the guy that can still take you to the Super Bowl. Taylor Heinicke. We seen the guy outplayed Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. All those guys he outplayed. You got to get that guy's money. So I say we got to solidify backup, maybe even a starter. Starting week 1. He already knows the offense. Perfect. Why not bring a guy back?
Fair enough. I agree. I do agree. It's a backup deal. You don't pay a starter $4 million. But I was thinking about this. I'm thinking right now, we are really handcuffed right now by Alex Smith. And I think if Alex Smith decides to come back, I think that right now we're going to go with Alex Smith, Taylor Heinicke, a late-round pick, and Steven Montez as our backups going into training camp.
I don't think Alex will start.
I think so. I think Alex would be the
they will
leader
have
of the
an open
clubhouse.
Quarterback competition. I'm telling you. They're going to have an open quarterback competition because you're not just going – Ron even said it. He regrets not having an open quarterback competition. He won't make that same mistake. And Taylor Heinicke will beat Alex out if that were the case.
If Alex is healthy, he will start.
He's not going to win that battle.
He will.
I'm trying to tell you he won't win. There's nothing he can do.
You don't know how much I would love to hear that Taylor Heinicke beat out the entire competition.
I
like him. But Lante does have a good point. He says, I don't trust Heinicke just because of his injury history.
Oh, my
He
God.
does have an injury history. Can't deny that. But what he showed was a lot of guts, willing to throw the frickin' football, even against Carolina and against Tampa Bay. The dude has a bit of mobility. I think he ran a 4.6 40. He definitely showed it off, diving for the end zone, avoiding sacks, pump faking, getting people off their feet. He was awesome, extremely accurate when he was throwing the ball. I think he only had one bad throw in that playoff game, they said. One off-target throw. And I would love to hear that. But I'm thinking right now, Alex is paid way too much money. And he's super smart. The dude's got tons of experience. And he freaking wins, dude. He freaking wins.
You're essentially saying you're just developing players.
Bruh, he is 13-4 in this team.
I don't care if he does win. He's going to get hurt. You might as well just develop the players. You might as well not go for it because he's not going to get the job done. He's not going to complete the year. He just won't. He barely completed 4 or 5 games, and we see when he did in the Eagles game when he got scared. Who's to say he won't do that again and act scared again?
He should have been taken out of that game. He should have been taken out. It was clear that
him out.
He was.
So do we have faith and
impaired.
trust in Ron Rivera that they're going to take him out and they didn't even take him out in that game? So do you really just want to just risk it all? Like I said,
but I think they would be much more willing to take him out now that they know what Taylor Heinicke can do. Like they saw what he's capable of. At the time, they're like, we're trying to get into a playoff game. This guy's played a whole quarter for me. Do I really take out the guy that's 4-1 on this football team right now that's got us to this point for a guy that just walked into this place? I mean, at the time, I didn't even want Heinicke. Or at that time I did. All right, sorry. At that time they did. But I remember in the Carolina game, I'm calling for Steven Montez. I wanted to see what he had. I was so negative on Taylor Heinicke. I'm like 6'1", 200 pounds, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. The dude's garbage. Why is he here? Why in the world did we put him on our team?
I said put him in a game. I was right.
I was not a fan of Heinicke when we first brought him in, but he won me over quickly in that Carolina game, and then what he was able to do in that freaking Tampa game was awesome. Man. But at the same time, but back to my point, I don't know if you can really ding them for looking at the playoffs. You have a guy with 17 years of experience, 16 years of experience, or whatever it is, 15. It doesn't matter. You get the point. Tons of experience. In there, he's 4-1 for you now. He beat Pittsburgh. He beat San Francisco. He beat, he beat everybody around. It's very interesting.
Helped beat the Steelers. Matter of fact, I think our defense won that game, and our defense for sure won the San Francisco game because he only threw for like 20-something yards in the San Francisco game, so he did not help us in that one at all.
27-something yards. Did he get hurt in that one?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he did. You might be
and
right.
Then the Steelers won. John Bostic caught the pick. Our defense kind of won that game for us. Because he was trash in the first half.
Well, defense won all of those games. But at the same time, we had a solid defense in those other games that he didn't start in, and we lost.
Quarterback.
Exactly.
But he was trash. He just didn't turn the ball over. But
he did, though. That's the other thing. He did. I think he had 8 interceptions, like 6 touchdowns. Like, he did turn it over. That's the weird. Why does this dude win? Everywhere he goes, he wins. He's checked down Charlie. He's not necessarily the best with the ball. He freaking is a winner. The dude wins. If he started every game last season, we're freaking 10-6, 11-5.
Is he gonna make it throughout the whole season?
I just said, caveat, if he played the entire year, then we'd be 10-6, 11-5.
That's a big if.
Of course it's a big if. I'm just saying.
That's an if that we don't need to take.
I hope he